Are you tired of getting your ass kicked in college football 25? Well, check out the links in the description for my in-depth videos on how to do things like play better defense, how to get more interceptions, and how to instantly score with one-play touchdown setups. So if you're ready to start winning more games and have more fun while doing it, check out the links in the description of this video. I recently paid for a mentoring session by a really good player. He was on like a 100 game win streak. He's in the top 100. If you ever take a look at the leaderboard, you probably can identify who he is. But anyway, offensively, he did something very interesting. And what that was that he sat in one play the entire time. We played a full game together, 15-minute quarters, and he sat in one offensive play the entire time, and he called this play his chain mover. And what this was just a play that he mastered. He would run it stock, so there was no audibles, no adjustments, no hot routes or anything like that. He would just hike the ball and make a read. And because he had mastered this play, he didn't need to call anything else pretty much ever. There was an occasional switch up, there was an occasional run play or something like that, but most of the time he just called this one play. And so I took his philosophy and I've applied it myself over the last several weeks, and I'm winning a lot more games, and it just works. And so I want to teach you guys how to identify chain movers so that you can find your own and go win more games. So I'm going to show you the one that I found for myself. Then I'm going to show you guys the chain mover that he ran. And hopefully that gives you guys ideas on how to find and identify different chain movers. The other benefit of finding these types of plays is that it allows you to switch between teams effortlessly and still be effective and win games. So if you if you watch my videos, you can see sometimes I'm Kansas, I'm Oregon, I'm Arkansas, I'm BYU, I'm TCU, I'm Oklahoma, I'm Louisville, I'm all these different teams, because I don't need to learn the entire playbook. All I need to do is find one play. And if I can find that one play, then I can be effective. All right. Okay. So let's get to it. So this is the chain mover that I use for Kansas. It's called halfback circle. And the reason why it's good and the elements that you guys want in your, I'm saying the word chain mover too much, so forgive me, but what you want to find in your play, you want good route spacing, which is what you see on screen there. Everything is like nice and spread out. There's good space between all of the routes. The other thing is that you're not sending two routes into the same area. So like sometimes, like take a look at slants, for example. That's a bad play design. You're sending three routes towards the middle of the field. The slants on the right side, they're like really close together and congested. That's just not a good route design. Take a look at PA double post on the right side. That's an ass play. Like that, you have two plays, or you have two routes running directly into each other. Like what is the point? What is the point of that? So you're going to want something with good route spacing between them. The other elements that you want are a check down. So you have the running halfback circle. We have the running back out of the backfield. And then we have that out route from the tight end. And then the other element is a stock streak. That's going to be our free touchdowns. If you have like a player with takeoff, you put them on the stock streak. If your opponent presses, then you can have one or two free touchdowns a game. Now the guy that I paid for this mentoring session, he didn't believe in hot routes. Like he thought that you should just find something stock and just run it stock so you can take advantage of just quick hiking your opponent. And while I do see the value to that, I don't think it's absolutely necessary that you run something stock. I think if you find something that has like 3 out of the 4 elements or whatever, and you need to add a hot route, then I think that's totally fine. want to show you guys the one that he used. Where was it? It wasn't in this. It wasn't with this team, but I think I saw it in this playbook. Here we go. Shock H option was the one that he used. So if we look at the, this one's a little bit more complicated because we got a couple of choice routes. So, I would recommend if you're going to run this, get in practice mode and just run it, sit down for an hour with a podcast on or a show on in the background and just run the play against random defenses for an hour. And, something really interesting happens when you do that. Like when I've done that, maybe for like the first 15, 20 minutes, you're seeing improvements. You're seeing yourself get better with the play. But then around that mark, that 20-minute mark, something happens where just like something's just sort of like oddly clicks. And you're like, oh, when I see this alignment, this is going to be available. When I see this is going to be available. So don't overlook the process of just like running the play over and over and over again. But this was one of his chain movers, and he would just sit in this all single game, and he had a dot for everything. Now I actually haven't labbed this one, so I'm not going to be as good at running it as he was. But you have obviously the check down out of the backfield. You have that out route, which is a choice route. The tight end will run against man coverage. Again, that running back and against in zone coverage, he's just going to find a place to sit, and then against man, he's going to just keep running that angle route, which works really well. The cool thing is we have this seam streak on R1, and that gets open a lot. It's not open this time, but that gets open a lot. So that's going to get your opponent beat for free touchdowns. Let's see if we can find a dot on that. No, we can't. All right, I'm moving on. Then we have a streak on the left side too, if you wanted to hit that streak. If you're going to run this one, I actually would instead put this streak on a comeback on the left side. You don't need two streaks. And so if they're running backed off coverage, come on. If they're running backed off coverage, you can make them make a choice between the running back and the, You can make them make a choice between the running back and that comeback right there. So you have that. Circle is pretty much never throwable, honestly. Anyway, he would just sit in this play, and he mastered it. He probably just ran it for hours one day in practice mode, and it, he figured it out. He got the sauce for it. So those were, that's what he did. This is what he ran. And you can see sometimes that happens. That's an incompletion, but it was wide open. Sometimes that happens and you'll get like a free touchdown out of your chain mover because it has some version of a streak. You want to make sure your chain mover has some version of a, God, like why is he missing all of these? Make sure your chain mover has some version of a streak. So, all right, let's see. Oh, wow. Fucking, he is ass, bro. Anyway, yeah, so those are chain movers. So hopefully you learn that you don't need to know like a lot of plays, or you don't need to learn a whole new playbook if you want to switch teams. You just need to jump into their playbook and find one play, something with like good route spacing, like this high-low dig on the right side, good route spacing. It has a stock streak. It has a check down out of the backfield. You got the in route that gets open a lot. This might be a contender. And so you're like, okay, that looks like it might be a good one. Then you just take it into practice mode and you just run it and throw a pick. You're going to be, when you first start, I mean, you're going to be terrible at running the play. Like you don't know it yet, but don't make a decision right away. Like stick with the play for, 20, 30 minutes. See if it has potential, which I think this one does. It has potential as a chain mover. And then if you decide that it's good enough and you're going to use it as your chain mover and you're going to run it 90% of the time, then you go in here, go to your audibles, add it to your audibles, and then just find a good run play. If you can find a good run play and an RPO in that formation along with your chain mover, then you're going to score touchdowns. You're going to easily move the ball. All right, so this was a little bit talky, but hopefully you guys got something out of this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Are you tired of getting your ass kicked in college football 25? Well, check out the links in the description for my in-depth videos on how to do things like play better defense, how to get more interceptions, and how to instantly score with one-play touchdown setups. So if you're ready to start winning more games and have more fun while doing it, check out the links in the description of this video.